Good morning, everyone. We are the group 1 that will discuss the environmental science, Earth as a living planet, whose writers are Daniel B. Botkin and Edward A. Keller. It is interdisciplinary academic field that integrates physical, biological, and information sciences to the study of the environment and the solution of environmental problems. Environmental science emerged from the fields of natural history and medicine during the Enlightenment. And the purpose is that the field of environmental science can be divided into three main goals, which are to learn how the natural world works, to understand how we as humans interact with the environment, and also to determine how we affect the environment. And according to Daniel B. Botkin and Edward Keller, environmental science is a group of sciences that attempt to explain how life on the earth is sustained, what leads to environmental problems, and how these problems can be solved. So let's talk about the first author, Daniel B. Botkin. He is Professor Emeritus from the Department of Ecology, Evolution, and Marine Biology in University of California, Santa Barbara, and also the President of the Center for the Study of the Environment, where he has been on the faculty since 1978, serving as chairman of the Environmental Studies program from 1978 to 1985. For more than 4 decades, Professor Botkin has been active in the application of ecological science to environmental management. He is the winner of the Mitchell International Prize for Sustainable Development. Mitchell International, it is Empower Awards recognizes companies in the property, casualty, and collision repair ecosystem for innovative new services or process transformations that result in better outcomes for their business and their customers. And the originator of widely used forest gap models. He has conducted research on endangered species, characteristics of natural wilderness areas, the biosphere, and global environmental problems, including possible ecological effects of global warming. During his career, Professor Botkin has advised the World Bank about tropical forests, biological diversity, and sustainability. He served as the primary advisor to the National Geographic Society for its centennial editional map on the endangered earth. And also, he has published many articles and books about environmental issues. One of his latest books are Beyond the Stony Mountains, Nature in the American West from Lewis and Clark to Today, awarded an honorable mention by the American Association of Publishers in 2005. So he believed that we are mostly on the wrong track in the way we try to deal with the environment. And he tried to understand how nature works and use that understanding to figure out how we can solve our most pressing environmental problems. And also, we all know that there are people who still destroy our environment in the wrong way. Professor Botkin was on the faculty of the Yale School of Forestry and Environmental Studies and was a member of the staff of the Ecosystem Center at the Marine Biological Laboratory. He also received a BA from the University of Rochester, an MA from the University of Wisconsin, and a PhD from Rutgers University. And here are some questions regarding the authors that we mentioned. First, what is the science in environmental science? Many sciences are important to environmental science. These include biology, especially ecology, that part of biology that deals with the relationships among living things and their environment. Geology, hydrology, climatology, meteorology, oceanography, and soil science. Second, why is this study is important? We depend on our environment. People can live only in an environment with certain kinds of characteristics and within certain ranges of availability of resources. Because of modern science and technology give us the power to affect the environment. We have to understand how environment works so that we can live within its constraints. Third, how is environmental science different from other science? It involves many sciences. It includes sciences but also involves related non-scientific fields that have to do with how we value the environment, from environmental philosophy to environmental economics. Fourth, what is your role as a student and as a citizen? Our role is to understand how to think through environmental issues so that you can arrive at your own decisions. And lastly, what are the professions that grow out of environmental science? Many professions have grown out of the modern concern with environment or have been extended and augmented by modern environmental sciences. These include park, wildlife and wilderness management, urban planning and design, landscape planning and design, conservation, and sustainable use of our natural resources.
What do you think would happen if all of the trees in the rainforest were cut down, or if chemicals were spilled in a river, or if snow and rainfall increased drastically? These are some of the many topics that are studied in the field of environmental science. Overall, environmental science is the field of science that studies the interactions of the physical, chemical, and biological components of the environment, and also the relationships and effects of these components with the organisms in the environment. The field of environmental science can be divided into three main goals, which are to learn how the natural world works, to understand how we as humans interact with the environment, and also to determine how we affect the environment. The third goal of determining how humans affect the environment also includes finding ways to deal with these effects on the environment. Environmental science is also referred to as an interdisciplinary field because it incorporates information and ideas from multiple disciplines. Within the natural sciences, such fields as biology, chemistry, and geology are included in environmental science. When most people think of environmental science, they think of these natural science aspects. But what makes environmental science such a complex and broad field is that it also includes fields from the social sciences and the humanities. The social science fields that are incorporated into environmental science include geography, economics, and political science. Philosophy and ethics are the two fields within the humanities that are also included in environmental science. By combining aspects of the natural sciences, social sciences, and the humanities, the field of environmental science can cover more concepts and also examine problems and topics from many different points of view. At this current time, the world around us is changing at a very rapid pace. Some changes are beneficial, but many of the changes are causing damage to our planet. The field of environmental science is a valuable resource for learning more about these changes and how they affect the world we live in. Let's examine a major change that is currently occurring and its relationship to environmental science. The large change is the dramatic increase in the number of humans on Earth. For most of human history, the population has been less than 1 million people, but the current population has skyrocketed to over 7 billion people. This equals out to 7,000 times more people. Due to this increase in the human population, there has also been an increase in pressure on the natural resources and ecosystem services that we rely on for survival. Natural resources include a variety of substances and energy sources that we take from the environment and use. Natural resources can be divided into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable natural resources are substances that can be replenished over a period of time, such as sunlight, wind, soil, and timber. On the other hand, non-renewable natural resources are substances that are in finite supply and will run out. Non-renewable resources include minerals and crude oils. Due to the increase in the human population, natural resources are being used up at a more rapid rate than in the past. Although renewable natural resources can be replenished, when they are used too rapidly, they cannot be replenished fast enough to meet human demand. Even worse, when non-renewable natural resources are used too rapidly, they become closer to running out completely and being gone forever. Natural resources have been referred to as the merchandise produced by the environment. And in this respect,